I'm listening to the music. Don't you hear it? Well, there's been a lot of big changes here on the farm.
Like Micah's haircut?
Yes, you may have seen that Micah has a really new hairdo now. His hair is really short. And there's a story behind his haircut. And you were actually involved too. We were all getting haircuts. Actually, myself, Josiah, and Micah. And 2 out of the 3 haircuts went the way they were supposed to. But Micah's didn't. He knocked the blade off the clippers as I was cutting it, and Selah was right there at my side. And I didn't know it. And the clippers just went bzzz. Got a piece of his hair. But that wasn't the big changes that I'm talking about here. If you may have seen from the last vlog that we did, when we talked about what happened here on our farm after the rain and flooding, you've seen how our garden went from things just being overgrown with weeds growing in our garden beds. Well, recently we changed those beds. We got all those weeds out, so it made a change. And here is the before we worked in there, and then here is the after when Ben and I and Selah and Josiah worked really hard in getting all the unwanted plants out of the garden. And speaking of changes in the garden, if you may remember, we have completely changed our market garden. There used to be raised beds made with block and wood, and we've completely done away with those, and we've done earthen raised beds with trenches. And those trenches have really helped get water, all the water from the flooding, keep that water. It has kept the water from settling in our garden. But we're also in the process of making another big change, and that is to how we refrigerate our produce. Once it comes out of the field and is processed and packaged, how we refrigerate it and we keep it cool so it doesn't spoil before we get it to our customers. In the past, we have used our walk-in cooler that we constructed here on the farm, and it is cooled with a normal AC unit and a CoolBot, which is a great device, and it kind of tricks your AC unit to go lower, to make the temperature lower, so that way it can make it a refrigerator, because most AC units don't go below 60, 65, 5-ish range. But the CoolBot actually makes the temperature drop below into the 40s and the 30s, so that way you can keep your produce nice and cool. But anyways, the cooler that we have constructed is just not working. And I talked about mistakes in a couple vlogs ago, and that was one of the mistakes that I've made, is where we constructed our walk-in cooler. It is right in the middle of the sun, and it makes our AC unit work so hard that it's just not working for a refrigerator for our produce, our farm produce. The size and everything works well, but it's just not working. So recently we got a great deal on a used commercial walk-in cooler that came out of an old Chick-fil-A, and we're setting it up here on the farm. But before we had to do that, before we've done that, been able to start setting it up, we have to clear out the area that we're going to set it up in. Yes, we're going to set it up right near our well house, and in the overhang we are doing our wash and pack station, but we're going to pour concrete on the side of the pump house, so that way we can set up our walk-in cooler and connect it to our wash and pack station. But before we're able to do any of that, we've had to clear out, because there's just poison ivy that we've had to clear out. There's been poison ivy that has been about that thick that we had to clear out of there, and I'm super allergic to poison ivy, so we've had to be really gentle in doing it. So Lacey's been operating the skid steer, working on getting that poison ivy out of there. And also my father-in-law owns and operates a masonry construction business, so he gets a lot of surplus block, concrete block, and there was a lot of those that were stacked up in there, but they've been stacked there so long the pallets basically have disintegrated, and they had poison ivy growing all around there, and who knows what kind of snakes and ticks and everything else was in there. So we've had to use the skid steer, Lacey did, to push all that stuff, all the debris out of the way, so we can begin setting up our concrete pad that we're going to pour and set up our walk-in cooler. Getting it? Huh? You doing it? Good job, Mommy. And Salem and Josiah helped out too. What did you do?
We cleaned out the overhang for our wash and pack station.
You sure did.
Okay, so we are going to clean out this area, at least some of it, because me and Josiah are going to clean this area out so we can put some a walk-in cooler in here. And I really think we're gonna get this job done. Patsy, come here, girl. Come here, Patsy. And I forgot to tell you, we are going to have a kids vlog. So don't worry, it's not gonna show any private information.
What private info were you talking about?
I have no clue. We are just going to clean up this area as I just showed you, so let's get this started. So this is all that we've gotten out. Got some buckets, some rusty tools, some chessers, and lots of other things. That's all we've gotten done.
What are chessers?
Now we're going to get some smaller stuff done. Like there's smaller stuff over here, like some easier stuff. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do right now. Woohoo! We're gonna make it! Woohoo! We made it!
So we are almost done with the cleanup, the prep phase before we actually pour our concrete pads for our walk-in cooler and our wash and pack station. And I did manage to get some poison ivy as I was helping Lacey with the cleanup and getting rid of the poison ivy. And let me tell you, poison ivy and I mix like Superman and kryptonite, which is not very well at all, is it? So, a little bit of itching, but most of the time when I get poison ivy, I actually feel sick. I feel bad, I feel tired, but I do get some bumps and some itching too. And for me, I've tried all kind of things, but for me, vitamin C, bumping that up really high, and bananas actually help with the itching. Soothes it very well. Well, make sure you stay tuned to see our progress on our walk-in cooler and our pack station. That is it for this vlog. Also, just to remind you again, if you haven't already purchased your tickets for the Homesteading Life Conference, do so, because they are selling out and selling out quickly. So make sure you do so. Here, check it out, the website in the link below, so you can go ahead and make the move and purchase your ticket. And make sure you also get your housing accommodation if you're traveling from out of town like we are, because it is in Hannibal, Missouri. We're in North Carolina, so we're definitely going to be staying overnight in Missouri. So make sure you get your accommodations as well. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching.
Feel free to leave a comment below, even if it's just to say, hey. Also, make sure you don't miss any of our new videos. So, subscribe and sign up to receive notifications each time we release a new video. Also, you may want to check out these videos right here. And also check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. See you next time.